Hey, yeah. Hey, man, you know my slogan. Watch this. For sure. Gotta take notes. This internet, people take it as a joke. But it ain't no joke when they become the talk of the internet. Bet that. What's up? Hey, better late than never. You heard? I always say that. Better late than never. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Already had to stop at Starbucks. Normally, I don't even drink coffee like that there, but Romeo Madoff, what's up? What's up, homeboy? How you doing? What's up, Tasha? Tasha Bush, what's up? What's going on, baby sister? How you doing? Yeah. You know, Rose having an early set tomorrow, she told me, right? You know, from 1 to 6, because I don't know, somebody probably renting the hall tomorrow. So she called me. She said, yeah, I'm having an early party from tomorrow, 1 to 6, from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 6 o'clock in the evening. I see you there for sure. Yeah. Yeah, buddy, for sure. Give a shout out to my buddy Carolina Black, you know, Quadre from the Bay Area, you know, South Sanders, People's News, Michael Thaddeus, Mike Burek, you know, Big Will, you know, what's up, Big Will, Brian Murdoch, Rassam 9169, Extraordinary Gentleman, Brody Mack, Eugene Mirandum, what's up? Yeah, Deion Thompson, Deion Anderson, Tony Red, what's up, Tony Red? State Street, Lloyd Johnson, Armando Barber. That's the barber. What's up, nephew? What's going down, man? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Files Kenyatta Sanders, you know what I'm saying? Coach Crispy, Golden Egg, what's cracking lacking? Yeah, yeah, Mike Garcia. I mean, hey, you know, Cheryl out there in that New York and that Brooklyn area, what's on? You know, basically, sometimes, you know, like I said, yeah, for sure, ain't it? Because hey, it's so ridiculous. You know, everybody want to step now. You know, they just, I mean, I don't understand. You know, that's what you like, but then a lot of them just be all in the way because the music be changing, and it be, man, you know, it just be crazy. So, you know, I mean, guess you know, everybody want to lay their files and uh, yeah, everybody just be in the way, really. You know what I mean? But I told Sam I was gonna talk to him where he can have a kind of like a Pacific party, you know what I'm saying, where he kind of like have Dusty's and different things, you know what I'm saying, pretty much. You know, he ought to, you know, throw a party just for that, you know, because this new shit is blowing me pretty much. You know, I just go out to kick it with the niggas that don't step, you know, really, you know, we just campaign and kicking. I come out the last 2 hours of the party, you know. Yeah. hmm Really don't. So it's going down. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you know, I don't know, in the middle of this kind of like live and shit, you know, sometimes I guess it stopped the motherfucking what you call that, you know what I'm saying, files, the comments, they stop and I can't see who coming in the room. So therefore, you know, somebody, you know, came and said something, you know, like what's up, and I can't see them, you know what I'm saying, files, it's just because I can't see you. Now you know I'm gonna get back at you. Sinbad, what's up? What's up? What's up, cuzzo? Yeah, what's up? Um, you know, Proud Ready, Texas. What's up? Sinbad, what's going down? Yeah, man. Today, man, I just want to lay that files and breeze through this here, right? You know, because normally, um, see, let me stop right here. You know, every time I have some fuck niggas come in the room, right? Whoever this motherfucker called Proud, whatever, right? Now, I can kick you up out this motherfucker, make you disappear like poof, but stick around, you know what I'm saying? Stick around, you may learn something, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, like I always tell a motherfucker, go get your bitch, man. Go get your mammy or something, you know what I'm saying? And bring them back, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just sit down, you know what I'm saying? Because motherfucker, you can't lay there files, goddamn it, and converse with me like I'm gonna go back and forth with you, you know? Be a lot of them motherfuckers be like that. Yeah, you know, sometimes I have to talk like that, Tosh, you know, to the fuck niggas. You know, you see who be coming in the room, this goofy talking about why you snitch on your cousin. Motherfucker, I don't even have no cousin to snitch on you, pussy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You did, let alone, goddamn, if I was even get in trouble. You did what I'm saying? But go get your mommy. You know, go get your bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure. See, I could push one button, right? One button, and your ass would be gone. But I want you to stick around. I like fuck niggas to stick around. You know what I'm saying? That's the challenge. You know what I'm saying? You got to be built for this shit. You know. And the reason why it be like that is because Romeo, what's up? Jay Jess, what's up? What's going on, fam? The reason why I be like this because it be these other niggas that I be talking about, right? And they make a fake page and they'll come over here, you know what I'm saying? They'll act like somebody else. Yeah, Tasha. That's yeah. You got to be built for this tip, right? Because again, like I said, sometimes it be the other niggas I'm talking about. They'll make a fake page and they'll come over here, you know, instead of like presenting themselves and say something. You know what I'm saying? So they'll make a fake page and then they'll come in the room and say something. But like I said, I can push one button and his ass to be poofed. You know what I'm saying? Files man on the roof, some motherfucking well. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm gonna let you stick around. You heard? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, they do that there. You know what I'm saying? They act like they somebody else and all that there knowing goddamn false, man. You know, you one of them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, that I'm exposing, you heard me? Yeah, but today, you know, I got a few, you know, raindrops for this nigga Goldie. It might be him, it might be one of those niggas, but it don't even matter. But hey, I'm make it happen today, you heard? I ain't finna lay there. See, I know where fuck niggas come in. Sometimes they'll say hi, what's up, and then they'll try to flip the coin, right? But motherfucker, I ain't going. You heard? Yeah. Yeah, they trolling for sure, for sure. You know? Yep. Um, yeah, today, so you know, it's this nigga Goldie, he's something else, you know, he funny, you know. But you know, he a young dude and you know, like I say, he come out of nowhere last year. Now, I don't it's nothing, you know what I'm saying, for me to lay there files and man, give your props if you just got them and got in the game and you just like that. But you trying to come in the game and the way you talk to people, you know what I'm saying, they're accepting that there. And these young people, you talk to them like, man, they gotta have at least goddamn it files 2,500 to talk to you, and then they gotta do super chats. I don't do none of that shit. I don't do cash apps. I don't beg for no money. I don't even drop every day. You heard? I don't be on this motherfucker for the YouTube money. And niggas be grinding like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Every day being motherfuckers business that they ain't supposed to be in. And I do what I do and I say what I say and I tell a motherfucker prove me wrong. You know, it's a lot of stories I can touch on. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, but I don't. I don't fuck with all that shit. You know, I just do what I do and I just keep it real. That's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Telling like it is. You know, prove me wrong. That's all I say. But those who be trying to deceive and scam our young people, you know, and then they wake up later on. So I'm gonna lay there files, man. If I could throw a wrench in it, you know, the way they can wake up, then you know what I'm saying, files, man. Maybe they can peep what I'm saying for sure. And so that's what I do. You did. So starting, goddamn it, from where I'm this this is Goldie, pretty much. It's Goldie. You know, I don't know if y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, but I'm gonna be on my computer next time, pretty much. Uh, Goldie right there. Let me blow it up a little bit. That's Goldie. The one, you know, I be on with the purple socks now. He got on purple socks and you know, it looked like a blue suit with some skinny leg pants, you know. Now he got the vest and the pants on now. He took the jacket off, but I'm gonna show you where he had the jacket, you know. Now he got some purple socks. Why would you have some purple socks, man? You know, come on, man. Turtleneck, purple socks, vest. But the guy that he talking to, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, I think them may be his socks. Cause he got on a purple suit with some leggings or something. You know, pretty much. Man, I don't know what's up with these dudes. So now here you go. You know, I mean, you know, if you don't know how to dress, man, you know, apparently you're just getting into something that you really don't know. You know, I mean, at least goddamn it, files, man. Before you get out here, man, kind of like, man, you know, get some type of coaching or something. Now, I'm gonna show you. Here he is. He got on the jacket today. He got on the jacket, and you see the lapels, right? It come all the way up to his fucking neck. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a fucking coat on. You know? Look at it. The lapels. Now he is goddamn it. Where you get a suit like that, goddamn, with some motherfucking lapel that come all the way up to your neck unless you ain't got no neck. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna blow it up a little closer. See how close that motherfucker all the way up to his neck? The lapels. Now, your suit's supposed to lay down on your collar like your boy. Look at your boy. See? You see how it lay down on his neck? You see how it lay down up on his neck? But this motherfucker, he like goddamn Dracula or something. This motherfucker like Dracula, the vampire. Fuck, nigga, what I mean? What's going on? I mean, that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then he got some purple socks, you know, and he a young dude. He be talking reckless to these people too. You know what I'm saying? He don't like he don't know what to say, right? He don't know what to say, right? You know what I'm saying? He be wanting motherfucker to ask questions and shit, right? Now, you should know what to say, Files, man. Let's get on here and talk. He want cash apps. He want, man, you know what I'm saying? He begging like a motherfucker. He want, man, he like, man, super chats. I don't do none of that shit. Super chats is when motherfuckers still pay, right? So, what we doing? We live. He texting, but you know what I'm saying? He waiting for a motherfucker to come on because he say we live now. I ain't gonna spend too much time with him, but I'm gonna show you. His yo, what we doing? What we doing? Man, I want y'all to call in today. We're gonna do some super chats, and y'all gonna get to call and talk to the game guy right now while I'm feeling generous. We finished this text message about some like Floyd's up. Would you do an episode with Lee? Now listen. I want y'all to call in. But we can get some super chats in here. I'm going to talk to the guests live instead of just doing the questions that we normally do. So go ahead for now, throw a question in the chat. Some questions in the chat. Let me know we got some going on. Otherwise, you know, if y'all ain't got no questions, I ain't got no answers. If y'all ain't got no questions, I got some other things I could be doing right now. So come on, put some questions in the chat. Let's talk about something. Maybe we can get some. What we doing? We live. Nigga, what you doing? It's like what you doing, nigga. It's not what we doing, it's what you doing. Man, see, that's why I say, man, about these young niggas, goddamn it, files, you know, just jump out here, man. You know, it's a way that you gravitate to the people, you heard? Sinbad, yeah, man, you the last one. You know, if anybody else came in the room and I can't see him, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's just stop, right? Yeah, hey, Tasha, he like he doing them a favor. So he like, man, some super chats. Super chats is like, you know, I guess when you buy a super chat and then, you know, however you get to the people, I don't know how that shit go. I know it's some big and shit though, because YouTube be asking me, hey, you know, turn on the super chats and all that shit, turn on it. Man, listen here, man. I ain't asking motherfucker for a dime. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Anything, goddamn it, files, man, I'm exposed motherfuckers on here. See, a lot of people on here, they act like they rich, they act like they got this much game, but then they, you know, they sell it, you know, pretty much. They want you to take a class, they want you to do this, you know, because the shit ain't working for them and they dropping it every day, a video, every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? If you rich, then you shouldn't even have to be on here. You know what I'm saying? If I was trying to beg for money, you know, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they run the game. So, you know, hey, if I'm lady, goddamn, if I was able to expose your game, you know, if I was, and you just pitching into our black culture, that's crazy. G Frank, Gordon Frank, what up, baby? So he was like, if y'all ain't got nothing to say, then I'm gonna go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, I mean, he won't see. He say, I'm gonna talk to y'all if y'all come with a super chat. So that means somebody got to lay their files. If you say something to them, you got to have some money. You know, a super chat. I think it's like $5, $10, some shit like that. I don't know, whatever. Nigga, listen, man. Ain't no motherfucking man. Y'all got some questions, man. Just say what you say, mean what you mean, nigga, and keep it moving, man. That's that, you know? Man, cause the shit he displaying, man, it get young cats in trouble. Like he first was claiming like he got a household of females and this how he roll. RGT, what's up? Yeah. Hey man, I hope you ain't that motherfucker last week, you know what I'm saying? With that oil up shit, you know? But anyhow, the thing is like this here. All that bullshit would get you goddamn it files, man. You know, let me show you. It'll get a motherfucker this. This all started out as a routine patrol call where a couple of officers thought something extraordinary didn't quite look right. That led to prosecutors saying they were able to take down a vicious pimp who was abusing a woman and selling her for sex work while keeping the money for himself. On social media, Cedric Dorsey painted himself as a pimp. I'm a pimp with money, swagger, and influence. But investigators say his lifestyle was built by forced sex work, as Dorsey trafficked a woman into prostitution in Seattle, Bellevue, Kent, and Las Vegas. It all came undone in 2024 when Bellevue police responded to a domestic violence call involving Dorsey and his victim. They listened to what that victim was telling them and realized things were just adding up for her and what she was saying, and that she was in a very dangerous situation. Bellevue Police Major Ellen Inman says patrol officers noticed signs of trafficking and called detectives. Yes, Josh. When you ask them questions, they're answering repeatedly in these kind of scripted or answers that sound like they're rehearsed. When they served the search warrant on his premise, they recovered $12,000 in cash, along with those 3 firearms, one of which was stolen, and a banned firearm. King County prosecutors hit Dorsey with charges of human trafficking, promoting prostitution, and unlawful possession of a firearm. We see very significant violence, strangulation, beatings, assaults. Prosecutor Rayla McGinnis tried Dorsey's case where his own social media posts were used as evidence, including this one about the 304 oath, where prostitutes promise not to cooperate with police and say they aren't victims. One of the biggest rules of the game is not to talk to police. It is that idea of selling the dream, right? Saying, I have these nice things. If you come with me, you can have all of this, right? And when you're talking to someone who has had a very rough upbringing or a very troubled life, that's the vulnerability that they exploit. That's the way I look at social media, and they use the different ways that people advertise their criminal activity, is that if you make it available for the... After being found guilty at trial this spring, Dorsey is now starting a 35-year prison sentence. We were able to take a very dangerous criminal off the street and hold him accountable for his actions. See, again, that type of shit Goldie trying to promote, you know what I'm saying? And people try to, talk about game and all that shit, you did, and try to get money from women and all that shit. That man got 35 motherfucking years, right? As they say, his own social media had got him caught up. That's why I tell a lot of these dudes, man, y'all letting people video y'all with guns, all this old bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, man, that's going to incriminate y'all. Now, this man here, he all on a video, goddamn, with a gun, with a chopper, banana clip, money, talking about man pimping, 304. Like they said, his own social media got him caught up, like they said. Man, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be held to use against you. Yeah, ain't that something, Tasha? 35 motherfucking years, you know what I'm saying? I bet she wish she wasn't on video at the end. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I be trying to tell these young guys and shit to try to lay their files when you know better, do better. Don't be looking at these guys talking about, man, get money out of the women. I got some game for you and all of those shit like Goldie trying to promote, like, man, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Make sure she bring it home and all that shit. Nigga, you got one girlfriend, nigga. And I'm exposed. I took a screenshot of nigga walking through the house, nigga. You ain't got no boatload of girls, but you trying to sell this game to our youth. And then therefore all they gotta do is just say some shit or act like some shit or run into one of them young girls and then got them and convince them to do some shit. And then they got 35 years like this young man. He got 35 motherfucking years. That's a long time. Now he should have been. He rather would have robbed a bank and got less time and more time. You see what I'm saying? More time. You see, in other words, the payoff got to be worth more than the penalty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I let him stay on, G Frank, because hey man, you know what I'm saying? Cause I let him know, man, I'm bigger than that, man. You know what I'm saying? I tell him go get his girlfriend, man, go get his woman, go get his mammy or something. You know what I'm talking about, man? So she can sit around. You heard me? But then he watching me instead of going watching TV. So he can kind of stick around. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll learn something, stop being a motherfucking goofy. But again, that can be Goldie, that can be any one of those dudes, right? So you talking about, bro, what did I do? But anyhow, like I said, you know the game, G Frank. You've been in the game a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? About, I guess 50 plus years, you know what I'm saying? To lay there and let these young dudes know, man, how they incriminate themselves and how they lay their files, man, and indulging in something. Listen to these goofies like Gorgeous Dre and all these other dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like Shantae. But just need for sure extraordinary. Yeah, they need to learn. But they picking up this shit, man, from these other dudes glorifying this shit, man. I don't lay their files and tell no pimp stories. I never was, you know what I'm saying, no pimp. I have done things, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't proud of pretty much, that I learned from others, you know what I'm saying, like my brother and those was in the surrounding areas, back then. And therefore, you know what I'm saying, it's like this here, man, when you know better, you do better, man, and I kind of like understood the dynamics of, you know what I'm saying, a person having a sister, a person having a mother, you know what I'm saying? And those things right then and there, man, you don't, this internet shit, you don't want nobody to see, your family females treated like that. And I see him go up, Frank. I see this, this dude a goofy. So, in other words, a lot of guys get on here and they think this shit glorified like this dude here, but then I know he beating his head against the wall, man. He didn't get 5, he didn't get 10, he didn't get 15 years. This motherfucker got 35 motherfucking years, you heard? 35 motherfucking years, man. That's a long motherfucking time. Plus some shit got files, man, that he ain't even got big in the game. You hear me? He ain't even got big in the game, man. To get 35 motherfucking years. Man, I can't even see that far. I'll be blind, goddamn, by the time I get past goddamn, man, to even motherfucking see. But then again, you don't put yourself in that situation. If you was gonna do that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? That's on you, But then on the other hand, you don't not get on this motherfucking internet, be trying to glorify no motherfucking game, no motherfucking GD shit, all this stupid shit. Let me show you another nigga who I said once before. Right? And this nigga here, man. Now he a grown ass nigga. He been to the Fed joint. Oh yeah, cause the police came, and questioned it, you know what I'm saying? He must have had a white girl, or something. I don't know. But when it was a domestic shit and the police was called, then therefore they can kind of like, look through the situation and knowing that something was wrong, like the lady said. She called the detectives, and the detectives came and questioned the young girls and whatnot, and then that's how they kind of like, man, bust this bubble. You heard? The social media get you fucked up. Um, this other dude, right? Now, Mr. H, you know what I'm saying? Larry, he denounced the GD and this, that, and this, that, and another, right? But this dude, I once have said this here, and I want y'all to pay attention to this here. The dude be on here exposing, like, man, he represent this GD shit hard and all this, that, and other. Now, he been to the Fed joint to know what's what, right? Now, he trying to come and goddamn it, files talking about the blueprint, to give out the blueprint. To do that is to try, in other words, you recruit motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're giving out the blueprint and you giving out, certain things, and the person not know GD and he go to jail and then goddamn all of a sudden he become a GD because he learned this shit off the internet. Now, consider the fact that this guy had been doing this shit, you know what I'm saying, doing these videos and whatnot, and man, he got tricked on something else, you know. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you who he is and whatnot, I seen him on video, interview Little Fool and all them, like, yeah, what's up, and GD, man. But the feds watching this shit. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you who he is pretty much, This shit is crazy, He called himself Fiji. Fiji. So he figured that's the blueprint. Let me blow it up for y'all. See him holding up the book, you know what I'm saying? 6-pointer style with all the literature, talking about the blueprint. Okay. Now, here you go again. Just showing y'all what he talking about, the blueprint. Holding up the book. And he be like, man, he had this book, he wrote it, even though the literature was there, but he kind of like wrote it, selling the book and all that there. Right? So pay attention.
First of all, I'm gonna show you. Y'all see his wall, right? See what he got? Positive lifestyle. Fiji, 6-pointer star. Y'all see that, right? Okay.
I'm gonna blow it up a little bit.
Now, as you can see, look at his background wall.
So.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm gonna show you. Y'all see his wall, right?
See his wall. See who hanging on his wall, right? Mr. H, right?
Lifestyle. Fiji, 6-pointer star. Y'all see that, right? Okay. Now, as you can see, look at his background wall.
He changed.
See the difference? See the pictures? See the difference, right? Yeah, from the first. Just showing y'all the pictures, pretty much. See?
So apparently somebody had, even though he got a lot of videos, with Mr. H pitch in the background, 6-pointer style, all this shit. So apparently somebody must have told him to take that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Man, I've been said that, you know what I'm saying, Files, you need to take that shit down. But now, you know what I'm saying, Files? Man, this is, in other words, this is where he at today. This way here today, so. Locked up.
Charles said, okay, cool. He said she was coming to the Duca. I said, cool. When you get here, just give me a call. And I went back to bed. The next day I called her and asked her question. Well, this is where he at today. Getting a visit. Pretty much, I mean, I don't know why they not bonding him out. But this goes to show you the program you're trying to affiliate yourself with.
this is the end results when you try to publicize something. That's what Silas is secrets for. But apparently, thought you were doing something big, but you end up getting busted on something else that you was framed on, as you say. Now, good luck, partner.
Monday night, early Tuesday morning, I think it was the night, that said that she had to do it. She said, no, mind you that this is all over $10. She said, no. So I said, she said, they wouldn't bring me all the way to Paducah, so I'm in Fulton, Kentucky with my children. So I said, okay, when can we link up? She said, later on in the week. I said, okay, then what about Friday? She said, yes. I said, okay, then I get up with you Friday. Then boom. Friday come around. It's about 1:45, 1:50. I start getting calls from her back to back to back to back. So every time I answer the phone, I could hear her, but she couldn't hear me. So I wound up calling her back. And when I called her, we heard each other. And she told me I ain't gonna be able to get up with you today because my daughter had an asthma attack and they airlifted her to Paducah. She said, no, this is all.
Now, the moral to his story, you know, because he's still in jail right today. This really just happened. But you promoting all this, you know what I'm saying, MOB shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying, knowing this shit is dismantled. You did what I'm talking about? But yet the niggas that you associate with, why didn't they fuck a visit? Nigga, come buy me out. You heard me? Come buy me out. You see what I'm saying? But he locked up now, you know what I'm saying? He got all this. He don't know that the feds were watching all this shit. All this shit he got on, you know what I'm saying? He locked down for this here. That's what happened. He said that he was driving cab or something. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? He was driving, but he was giving the bride a ride, right? Now you heard me say this was all over $10. $10, right? This is what he said. Now, why would you lay there and goddamn let a person owe you $10 instead of writing it off on the books and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a ride, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But apparently, you know, they put him in some type of drug situation down there in Kentucky, you know what I'm saying, where he was at, you know? Now, the situation where he say, goddamn it, the bride say, I owe you $10, you know, and then she'll have it next week. So he say, okay, you know, so she called him and say, yeah, I got your money, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, you know. And then he was like, okay, you know, when can we meet up? And then she said later on. Then she changed it. So she called him back. She said later on, she said, I got your money and I got two more people. I got two more people. And that was that, you know what I'm saying? Then he got arrested, you know what I'm saying, files pretty much, but conspiracy and some sales and all that other. The bitches set him up. $10. You heard him. He said that was over $10, right? So you know, I guess the bitch owed him $10, but he said he wasn't selling no drugs, right? But why would you let a motherfucker call you and tell me I got your $10? Man, that shit is crazy. So apparently, whatever he was trying to do down there and sell some shit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the broad has set him up. So with that being said, now before they lay their files and arrest him, I'm quite sure they looked at all his videos. They look at all the videos and see his affiliation, you know, as far as what he's doing and you giving out the blueprint and all this, that, and other, man. If you exposing, you know what I'm saying, nation, goddamn it, files operation, how they work, man, in other words, you really recruiting people, you know what I'm saying? So if they looking at your channel and you talking about growth and development and this, that, and other, they learning this shit, goddamn it, files that they ain't supposed to be exposed to, which is Silas's secrecy. Because in other words, you kind of like recruiting them to become a GD because, you know, therefore they don't know nothing about it, but you telling them, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, how the literature go. And then therefore, you know, like I said, again, they can go to jail and become something that they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, only because they scared. So they want to cling to something. So they claim this here. Man, listen, man, that's fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? Now he in jail. Now, what the organization doing for you? Can you call them niggas that you was interviewing? Can you call them niggas that you was talking about, hey, man, you know, this, that, another, and having got them and files powwows on the internet? Where is them niggas, unless you ain't got no bond, but I'm quite sure you got some type of bond, you know what I'm saying? Where's them niggas at, man? You know? Fuck a visit. I wouldn't want no nigga to come visit me, man. Goddamn it, Files, man. Let's goddamn it, Files. You telling me what day I'm getting out, goddamn it, y'all got the bread already, man, and whatnot, man. I don't get it. You know? For sure. Yeah, RGT. Yeah, man. You know, hey, I'm gonna make your ass poof in a minute, man. You know? Let me see how I get this motherfucker, man. Now, this how you do that. Let me see. Yeah, man, I made his ass disappear. You know, I let him stick around, but you know, he fucking up goddamn it files the flow. Somebody coming in here, then it'd be different. You know. So I don't know. So yeah. So anyhow, yeah, that motherfucker, he annoyed. And sometimes that motherfucker stick around, man. This motherfucker, he like, man, ignore it. He got them, you know, I know somebody sent them over here pretty much, you know, I have. But now, again, like I said, the dude in jail, right? But where's all your friends and all that, man? Where's everything, man? See, yes, it's some shit, man. Motherfucker think they be doing and don't know. You think that's the one, Tasha? Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna make a big video about your lying ass friend. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know, if I see them, I tell you, goddamn it, the shit she done. Now, I don't be bashing no motherfucking women, but at the same token, you already know that motherfucker lying motherfucker. You know, motherfucker did some shit. You know, motherfucker was drinking and then said some shit, you know, out of her mouth. You goddamn it, and then, you know, I paid attention to it, but laughing as if, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that's some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, and then try to later over talk me when I brought it up later about I knew about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know about that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know? So yeah, man, she had, you know, when I used to give her my information about, you know, when I used to get contracts and shit files when she was doing some, you know, yeah. Oh, that's a lying motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's why I never gave that motherfucker the time of day of motherfucker warning. You know what I'm saying? However, you know, that motherfucker had you know, had done some I call it some forgery type shit, you know, pretty much. So yeah. Lie like a motherfucker too, you know? Goddamn it, Files got the nerve to lay there Files and talking about get married, all this shit, bitch. You know, she talking about like, I ain't ugly, bitch. What mirror you been looking in, bitch? You goddamn ugly. Goddamn, you know, long ass fucking titties and shit, you know. Motherfucker lucky I don't expose that shit, but you know, I told her to produce this paperwork that I need to see that you say I put my signature on. You know what I'm saying? That I put my signature on, but I'm gonna tell you about that if you come out to my see. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes motherfuckers be drinking and shit just slip out their mouth. And normally she don't drink fucking cognac. So I seen it and we goddamn it yeah, fun mirrors. And she was drinking the cognac and the shit slipped out her mouth, like, you know, and I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? See, your motherfucker get to tell on themselves and don't even realize, you know? And then goddamn it trying to overtalk me, goddamn it, you know, when I'm asking a specific question, but then trying to throw me off as if, you know, no, you know what the fuck I'm asking, you know what I'm saying? But you know, in that case, I'm like, man, just produce the paperwork so I can see it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I signed anything, you know. However, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, this is a lamb motherfucker think she be better than every other woman. That's why I never gave her that time a day to where I said we went out together, we be kicking it. You know, when you see me, Tasha, I probably would be with different females, you know. Sure, you right. She want to talking motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker that you can't trust. And then not only that, you know, I never really hung in the gardens, right? You know what I'm saying? I left the gardens back in the early 80s, you know what I'm saying? And I used to come out there, and kick it, with the neighborhood and shit, right? And but then I had conversations later on with people, and a lot of people you told me that she used to get high and shit. Even little Naughty had told me, when he had got them and stuck her friend up and she was at the table smoking and getting high and shit, but she tried to tell me it wasn't and all that there. But other people told me. I talked to Fish, talked to Shorty B, Kenyatta, you know what I'm saying? They all told me, but it's not wrong if you got yourself clean. Yeah, yeah, but she got that same attitude, right? Her same attitude. Yeah, her mama grabbed me like that too. Yes, her mama grabbed me. She used to talk about her mama like her mama be forging shit and shit like that in her name. Yeah, yeah, man. She used to get high. A lot of the garden people, Fish, all them, they man. Yes, even Kenyatta, what I'm saying, would tell me if I was, him and his friend, and they get down on him, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. So she had that same Grammy ass attitude. Hey, you already know it's a lot of shit that you know and I know pretty much, Tasha, but we'll chop it up about that. Yeah, that motherfucker, had them Grammy ass fucking ways and shit. So um yeah, anyway, going Frank, man. What's up, man? I thought you were gonna send me that link, man. You want me to get down on, what I'm saying, on the board with you, whatever. Yeah, yeah, for sure, T. Yeah, I'm Tasha, that's my homegirl. I go way back, what I'm saying, one of qualified, women, what I'm saying, that I know, that kind of like been around that I know of, what I'm saying, that I've been knowing for years and years and years, for sure, natural. Don't wear the weave. Don't wear the weave. Got natural long hair, what I'm saying, natural, you know, natural. When I say natural, natural, for sure. Yeah, go ahead, Franks. I'm gonna send you that number. You say you want me to get on with you, man. You know, um, I'm gonna do that right after I get off here. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna send it to you, man. I'm gonna send it to you. Uh, what else? What I'm saying, pretty much. So anyhow, like I said, those are the things that Um, those are the things that a person should be able to kind of school a lot of people on. Hey, and therefore, Daron, what I'm saying, he another one. I got to talk about him. I didn't know he's the pop lock and shit. Tasha, they told me he used to be pop locker. I didn't know that he was a pop locker. You know? But anyhow, we heard about all that. I learned about a lot of shit about a lot of garden people after the fact. But anybody want to call in at 708-943-3200. You heard? 708-943-3200. I ain't gonna be on here long. I just want to lay that files and come on, and like I said, just to do what I do and kind of like keep it moving. Yeah, like I say, a couple of times. Yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah, I heard. But then where did this player pimp persona come in at? That's what I want to know. Where did that come in at? See what I'm saying? See, I didn't know you went from goddamn it this to this. You know what I'm saying? What? uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sinbad, what's up, man? Yeah, 708-943-3200. Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple times I done, the video at the last couple of times. Like I said, I was sitting here, goddamn it, files, and I don't know if I was eating a little bit too much, but then I kind of like, what I'm saying? It's nothing to knock that shit off, what I'm saying, by limited like eating and shit, what I'm saying? But I was like, sometimes you see yourself, right? And but I'll just eat one meal a day, but I eat in the evening time, and then it ain't allowed to go to the gym. And I was like, damn, So I was like, see, goddamn, it was like getting kind of a little fat. So I had to goddamn and knock this shit off. It didn't take no more than about a week, what I'm saying, for us, to discipline myself and then, just eat, salads or no meat and shit like that. Give a little bit out the 50 years. Well, you know, you've been around Sinbad. For those who know Sinbad, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is why I really don't, I only tell it for those kind of know, like, you know, back then when coming up, man, you know, when you used to drive the Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? Your old man, you know, used to let you pick any Cadillac and man, you come around us, you know, players, you know, we used to step back in, you know, in the early 70s, and we used to drive, you know, you already know, I used to have Cadillacs, you know what I'm saying? This what, it wasn't no drug money, you know what I mean? You had to be a straight born motherfucking hustler, wearing tailor mades and shit. When you used to come on my mama's house with that fire ass weed, that's when they selling yellow bags and shit, man. I'm talking about a few pulls of that shit be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. But being in the game, you know, Sinbad, you already know, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, man, my get down. Even when you came through the jail, man, you know, you only came through on a traffic ticket, but you knew you was getting bond out the next day. But you already know that, you know, the clout I had in that motherfucker. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Compared to you wasn't no GD, you wasn't no BD, you wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But by you was my homie, you did. They looked at that like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Files, man, that's your homie. So, man, you know, I cover for you. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you had to be plugged in order to lay that files and not to get fucked with. You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't never about that shit. You was just about your money, you know? Doing what you do, man. You know, like I said, everybody ain't no motherfucker square. They just went a different route, you know. But hey, yeah, Sinbad, yeah, it's a lot of things I really don't say on here, you know, pretty much about that, man, because it is not really, you know, conducive, you know, to my outlook of, you know, well-being as far as, you know, my character. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of those things, you know, I'm not really proud of, you know, and therefore I kind of elevated in my thinking process is different, you know what I'm saying, as applying, you know, certain things to myself as being who I am. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you know, as a man, fuck what niggas think, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know, when I really, really tell it, then I'm gonna tell it. I ain't gonna write no book, but then there's some things I'm gonna make exempt, you know, as far as people, as well as, you know what I'm saying, places and things, you know. See it, you know, man. Hey, it is what it is for me, you know. Yeah. Just a lot of these phony dudes that be coming over here, you know, trying to lay down and solidify themselves as if, man, you know, I'm this, I'm that, you know, but them motherfuckers be whack. Hey, one thing for sure. One thing for sure, man. Best believe this here. Everybody that voted for Donald Trump, they was like, man, you know, even the Cubans and that, man, he tricked their ass. I mean, I didn't vote for him, whatever, you know, he ain't done nothing to me, but he tricked they motherfucking ass. They mad at motherfucker. He figured like he only got this last round, man. He tricked they motherfucking ass. He was cutting government jobs. He was like, man, hey man, I'm sending you motherfuckers back, the Latinos. Hey man, he tricked they motherfucking ass, you know, for sure. Hey man, I'm gonna cut this, I'm gonna cut that, you know what I'm saying? So they can't get mad at that because that's who they voted for, you know? I mean, even though some people are trying to tell them that, but now he putting pressure on them motherfuckers, you know. he put he putting pressure on them motherfuckers to get them motherfuckers up out of here, to deport them motherfuckers. He don't give a fuck if you ain't from that country, you know. Look, the higher up judges in the Supreme Court gave him authority, you know what I'm saying, to send these people any country you want to send them other than the other country. If they don't want to go to their country and they saying, goddamn, if I was the man, they can't go back there for security reasons, they allowed to send their ass elsewhere with no money, no nothing. So he just gonna send their ass elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. So they can't say, hey, I can't go back to this country because man, they're gonna chop my head off, they're gonna kill me. Hey man, the judges gave him authority, man, to send their ass wherever you pick another country, you know what I'm saying, other than him. So with that being said, goddamn it, Files, man, he down on all that shit, man. Files niggas going to jail, these gangs and shit, man. So they just knocked these young boys in New York, man. 12 of them indicted them. You know, they doing it everywhere. So, man, he putting pressure on them motherfuckers to lock these motherfuckers up. So, you know, I mean, A lot of these internet dudes gonna get it, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much they really don't know, but they're gonna get it, you know, because they watching this shit. Yeah, so hey man, they mad at his ass, goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? He tricked they motherfucking ass, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, man. Yes. Hey. Yeah, G Frank. Yes, yeah, yeah, Tasha, that's Sinbad, you know him by face, you know. Sinbad, you know, he come up over there eating green. But you know, really AG2, you know, way back old school. Yeah. Hey man. So, you know, hey, if anybody want to call in 708-943-3200, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes before I lay down and bounce, you know. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? I gotta lay there files and a couple of things, you know, I need to lay there and do where I'm kind of like, you know, conscious of doing it and, you know, able to do it, you know, on the computer, you know, because sometimes that computer kind of, you know, wear your eyes out, you know, to far as me, you know, just standing at that motherfucker. I'm still learning about certain shit, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, different software. But one thing about that chat GPT, man, that's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker, hey man, see if you download Chat GPT, right? It got, you know, they give you like a free maybe so many no, I guess maybe 4, 5, but whatever. I don't know, man. You know, they only give you a limited for the free one. But if you pay $19, then you get everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. It's like almost unlimited. Man, if you need a motherfucker a business summary, if you need goddamn it files, man, I ain't bullshit. If you need a rap song, all you gotta do is talk to it. That motherfucker. Are you in AI classes right now? Hey Tasha, that motherfucker is smart than the fuck. I just had that motherfucker to write me a business summary, and the motherfucker, if you want, you know, they enhance it for you, you know. Yeah, I tried Gemini. No, I mean Gemini be coming on my phone before I learned it was up. But that Chat GPT, that motherfucker, that's something else. Man, you could talk to that motherfucker. That motherfucker come right back with everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everything so fast, so quick. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, you really, really smart. You know what I'm saying? Is you a robot or something? Then it put a smiley face like, no, thanks. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking that motherfucker came with some shit. You know, you ask that motherfucker anything, and you know, like I said, a lot of these dudes, like Goldie and them, they be talking about what they be reading these books. They not reading no books. They going to you know what I'm saying, um, a lot of these websites and shit, you know, and goddamn if I was reading these, you know, these audio books and shit, you know. So I mean, they just listen to them, but you know, these old white men, they do be having some knowledge, you know. Uh, Napoleon Hill, you know, Napoleon Hill, this white man, Napoleon Hill, right? His audio, you know, he got a lot of audios, you know what I'm saying? He be really saying some, you know what I'm saying, realistic, some shit that's real, you know, educational, you know what I'm saying, a white man. And a lot of these dudes, they go, you know, listen to him and then they'll come on the internet like they some type of scholar and all this old shit and then be trying to cipher motherfuckers in, goddamn it, as if they so motherfucking brilliant and intelligent. Now, don't get me wrong, if you learn something from it, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But don't come out here like that's your shit. Brought a pair of medic glasses, having medicine put in. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. So hey, you know, I mean, hey Gordon, I'm gonna send you that, you know what I'm saying, that info when I get off here, you know. Um, yeah, hey, everybody came out, big ups to you, you know. I mean, hey man, you know, it's like this here. I just got them as far as report, you know, without kind of see, you know, pretty much this be on some fuck shit. Like Bandman Cavill, yeah, I know Bandman Cavill. Y'all used to see him. He used to lick his lips and lick his lips and lick his lips, just like how our boy Daron be doing, Tasha. You know, where they get that shit from? What kind of shit is that? That's what P. Diddy used to do. And he used to do it, goddamn it, because he was, I guess, had a fetish for motherfuckers. I didn't know. I mean, motherfuckers be licking their lips. What part of a game as far as, you know, as far as a man? What you call them? Spitty lips. Spitty lips, Tasha. I mean, man, you know what I'm saying? Your Daron be licking. That's what Bandman Calvin used to do, but somebody must have told him about that shit, but he don't do it no more. Yeah, I ain't no Free, but I know who you talking about, Freeze. You know what I'm saying? That character, you know, be up under Sinful. You know what's up under Sinful, yeah. Yeah, I always think he the magnificent pimp. Now, why this nigga can go on this motherfucking YouTube and talk this pimp shit and all this pimping shit and don't get arrested, man. I don't get it, man. It's like, man, you influencing people, you know what I'm saying, with the intent to commit a crime if you talking about the pimping. And he had no problem saying, yeah, this the pimp rules, these the pimp tools, and all this, that, and other, and holding classes, but you never get arrested. Man, I don't get it. Is it for you to trick some of our young people in here and then they get arrested? Maybe that's how, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Baiting them in. That's why I say about these niggas talking about this players ball shit. When the nigga be asking you, man, how many girls you got, how many cars you got, he's setting you out to the police. Fuck answering them motherfucking question, let a nigga put a mic in your motherfucking face, you know what I'm saying? So a motherfucking put you in his place, you know what I'm saying? The place that he was gonna be in. Goddamn if he didn't turn you in. You did. For sure. Yeah. Hey, you know, I'm gonna holler at y'all good folks, you know what I'm saying? It's good to chopping it up with y'all for sure. You know, much love, you know what I'm saying, to everybody out there for sure. You heard? So in meantime, in between time, you know, adios. Bam.